Hi, it's Kyrö here, and today I'm at the Kyrö Distillery Company in midwestern Finland, and there's quite an interesting story behind this organisation. Back in 2012, three guys were drinking rye whiskey in a sauna and thought to themselves, why don't we start Finland's first rye whiskey distillery company? And so that's what they did. Now, they recognised the fact that in order to make whiskey, it needs to mature in barrels, and in fact I think the guide said that it has to be stored for a minimum of 3 years in a barrel before it can be called whiskey. So, recognising that there was this long lead time to become a whiskey producer, they decided to make some gin on the side in order to have some income and some revenue while the whiskey was sitting in the barrels. And their gin was surprisingly successful. Well, not surprisingly, it's actually my favourite gin, and I'm sure it's becoming the favourite gin of many other people. So they made this gin, and in the first year, in 2014, they sold 5,000 bottles, and in the second year they sold 100,000, and now they're selling 500,000 bottles a year. And they won a whole load of prizes as well. So I think it's a really good illustration of the importance in entrepreneurship to have some kind of backup plan and to be willing to pivot or shift your attention where necessary in order to succeed, and that your initial vision may not actually be the thing that makes your company great in the end. In fact, they're going to be selling their first whiskies at the end of this year, and it remains to be seen if the whiskey is successful as the gin. But the fact is, there's no question of failure now. They have won international awards for their gin, and I just found it a fascinating entrepreneurship story that you can start off with one dream, pursue a second one in the process in order to keep yourself going, and possibly find that your second, your sort of plan B actually becomes your lead plan, and your main plan gets shifted into second place. So if you're ever in mid-western Finland, I recommend you go to this place, and they do a fantastic tasting session as well, where you get to try and recognize the different smells and flavors in the various spirits. A very friendly place. And I think another thing that surprised me about distilleries is how small it is. That these things are not vast factories. It's a pretty tiny place, actually. Anyway, it's been a great day. It's been very educational. Hope you found this interesting too, and see you in the next video, where I will return back to blockchain. Bye for now.